Hello and welcome to another Art of Love voicemail. It's been a little while because I've been busy, but I really want to take the time to come back and have a little bit of story time and lesson, basically. So, not too long ago, I decided to go to I guess you could call it, yeah, a dance party at a restaurant that a friend organizes from time to time. I don't usually go often, but I figured, why not to go? So, I got dressed a little bit and I decided to go. And as soon as I got in, I basically, I had a coat on because it's cold and stuff like that. So I went to the washroom, took my coat off, went up, said hi to somebody that I know. And I was like, let me just go to the bar to get a drink. And then, we can talk and I can kind of like get a feel for who's there and stuff like that. So I go to the bar waiting for a drink. And this random guy that I don't know, I've never seen before, approaches me. And, they do the hi, how you doing? But it was very, I guess, forceful kind of thing. But, different guys, different things. It's all good. So, hi, how you doing? Compliments. You look so good. Da 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 da. Can I have your number? Like, I'd like to know you and stuff like that. And like, I was a little bit taken aback because I just got into the bar. I just want to get a drink and kind of get situated. I haven't even seen the entire place yet. It's not a big place. It's like a restaurant bar type of thing. But, I'm social. I'm kind. So we talk a little bit and he kind of like does his whole spiel. And I'm basically, for me, I'm like, okay, I'm not going to give you my number. You can get my Instagram. We can get to know each other, but thank you, nice to meet you. Oh, and also like he had a friend that was with him, and the friend was passing by, a guy that's a little bit taller than him. Didn't seem super friendly, but he's like, oh hey, I want to present you, like I don't even know if he knew my name or whatever. Probably. He gave me his name. I shook his hand. He barely said anything, and he left. So okay, like super friendly. I'm starting to feel like, okay, you're a little bit intense. I'm like, you got my Instagram. We know our name. I just got in. Like, let me settle. So I got my drink, and then I was like, oh, and I forgot. And also, the first thing, as I got to the bar, the typical thing I forgot to say that he was like, oh, can I buy you a drink? And in my mind, I'm like, I just ordered a drink. I'm like, okay, no, I'm good. Thank you. I appreciate it, but thank you. And then he said, oh, and I also have, do you want a shot of vodka? I have a bottle of vodka in the back. And I'm like, no, I'm good. I just got a drink. Like, I haven't even, like, barely sipped into the drink. Why would I want, like, I'm not trying to get hammered or whatever type thing. But, I'm kind. So anyway, so he does his spiel. I politely, get the Instagram. I'll check you out later. Nice to meet you. I need to put my coat in the bag, see who else is there that I know and stuff like that. It's like, okay. So I get up, I go in the back of the place. It's not a huge place, just to be able to, put my coat in the back so then I can also scope the space and trying to look for the people that I know, because I don't usually go. I'm not the type of person that will go to like a bar, restaurant without knowing anybody there or going with somebody. So since I was going there by myself, like I know who's organizing, I know some of the people that are going to be there. To me, it's safe. That's just my thing. So anyway, so I go in the back to be able to drop my coat so I don't have to carry my coat everywhere that I am. And as I'm coming back forward to be able to start looking and see the people I know, who's coming to the back? The same guy. The same spiel. And then he's like, oh yes, and this is and I guess it just so happened that he had like his bottle of whatever. I think it was rap, like some sort of bottle of a hard liquor that was in the bag. It's like, oh yes, and I also have this bottle of alcohol that I'm promoting. And like he had so many stories. And also like I'm looking to talk to the manager because I really want to organize something in here with some friends. It's a nice, it was kind of like a place, like a place that you can close in. You can basically have private dinners or whatever type thing in the back there. And so I'm thinking, oh yeah, well, that's good, knowing that my friend does this type of thing. But I didn't really want to go into detail because I'm trying to, I don't want to just be with this random person that I don't know and I'm not interested in anyways. I want to see my other friends. So I'm like, yeah, okay, that's good. And he's asking me about what I do, and I'm like, yeah, I do social media and stuff like that. Oh, maybe, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, please. I'm like, yeah, perhaps, maybe. Anyways, you have my Instagram. Great. I'm going to go see if I can find some friends. So then I'm kind of like scoping the place, and I see these two ladies, and I like, no, we're not friends, but I kind of know them, and I hadn't seen them in a while. So, I go like I talk to them, talk/dance, because there's music going on and stuff like that. And, how you doing, what you've been up to and stuff like that, and dancing. And then all of a sudden, hasn't been even like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. The guy shows up again. And not only does he show up, not to like be part of the group, because it's only 3 of us at that point, not to be part of the group and continue to chat, which is kind of a bit of annoying because I'm trying to socialize. I'm not trying to get isolated. And what he does, is that he comes right in between me and the other girls, basically cutting me off from the interaction that I had, asking me again if I want a shot of vodka. At this point, I'm getting a little bit irritated, but, I'm not there to cause a scene, and I'm like, no, I'm good. Do your friends, like, you don't know if I'm just talking to these people. Do your friends want to have vodka? I don't know, you can ask them. Like, I'm like, okay. And then talk, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, like, enough. But politely, okay, yes, no, thank you, I'm not interested. And I think he and still goes back again, like, yeah, I really want to take you out. We could go for dinner. And like, I'm like, listen, I'm probably much older than you. Like, I'm not interested. He's like, yeah, and also I have a kid. I don't know if that's a problem. I'm like, yes, that's a problem. Like, in my mind, I'm like, please leave me alone. Like, okay, I heard you. And by this time, like, it's so invasive that it becomes irritating. And it's one of these things, like, I don't know, guys, like, it's one thing to be determined, but it's another thing to be pushy, because it becomes unattractive, like, / give people, some women, the ick. And I was getting to that point, right? Like, it's like, first, I'm kind, then I tolerate you, then you're really becoming annoying, and you're like, I'm not having a good time anymore. So anyways, so then he leaves. And then one of my friends came to see me and was like, is everything okay? Because it seemed like this guy is kind of putting the pressure on you. It's like, because I want to make sure that everybody's okay. I'm like, yeah, well, it's putting a little bit of pressure. Maybe I should have been a bit more firm about it, but I was just not trying to cause trouble. And the thing is, for a lot of women too, from experience, we know that men's ego is something to be careful of, because if we come on too strong, that could become dangerous for us as well. Like, I don't know nothing from that. I don't know. I've never seen him before. I've never seen him as part. He's not part of the group. He just happened to be there. He's just hanging out with this other guy who doesn't seem very happy, and that's just pacing back and forth. Like, I'm not even sure why he's there, type of thing. So I'm like, no, it's okay. He's like, yeah, because I can talk to the manager, make sure that they're not overdoing it, type of thing. I'm like, yeah, thank you. So I'm assuming that he probably said something, because then I got a break. I got a break for maybe an hour, maybe 2. I don't know. Like, I was starting to relax a little bit more. I got to see some other people that I knew, talk and hang out and all these type of thing. To the point where I almost forgot about him, which, good. The only thing that I didn't forget was, like, his friend, for whatever reason. And it's one of these things when you're kind of aware. His friend would, like, I look, you lift your eyes, your intuition, whatever, and I look up and I see him, like, kind of like lurking around, because, like, there's like a dance floor kind of thing. And he's just like walking by, lurking around, looking in my direction, almost kind of like predatory type of thing. And it's like, great. But, I know that I'm with some people that I, like, there's most of the people there I know. So I'm not super safe, but I'm not safe, type of thing. But, I'm aware. So anyway, I continue. We continue. We dance. We drink. Whatever. Nothing crazy. Like, I'm the type of person that, like, I need to be aware of the situation. Like, unless, like, I'm at somebody's house that I feel safe or whatever type thing. Like, this is still a public space, and those are not, like, my closest best friend type of thing. There's 1 or 2 people that I trust there, and that's about it. And so then, I'm on the dance floor dancing and everything, and all of a sudden, from my back is turned and somebody comes behind me, and I feel like the person grabbing my waist, and I turn around, and who is it? The same guy again. So I had to physically put my arm between me and him because he was trying to get close, and that to me is too intimate. Like, I don't know you, do not touch me like that. But I didn't want to cause a scene, and I just wanted him to just go away because I was in a good mood, and then my mood just went like defense mode, like, no, again. So he talks. So yes, it was nice to meet you, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm like, okay, that's good, okay, good night, bye, type of thing. And then he left, and I think him and his friend left, and I could finally breathe. Oh, I forgot to say also during some of the conversation too, like he was saying like, oh, this is not really my scene. At like the first interaction when I was at the bar, he was saying, it's like, oh, do you want to go somewhere else? I just got here. Why would I want to go somewhere else with a stranger that I'm not interested in, type of thing? And at a certain point, another point, he was like, yeah, it's not really my kind of music. It's not really my scene. I'm surprised that you're in a place like this. There's another place that would be really good. I'm like, no. I'm like, there's so many times I had to say no. It's ridiculous. Anyways, all that went on, and then he left. And I was thinking about that, like the next day. I mean, I don't know, maybe a lot of women are like this, but it's kind of these things where I already know that I don't tend to go to clubs because now that I'm single, I don't go to clubs by myself. I don't have a close-knit group of girlfriends or friends that I can, that I know that if I go to some of these places, we have each other's back. I don't have that. So I don't go to these places very often. The only reason why I go to these little parties is just because I know who's organizing it and I know most of the people that are going to be there. So it's somewhat safe. But other than that, because of interactions like this, it's draining. It's just not fun anymore. It's not worth it, type of thing. And it kind of sucks because I love to dance and I love music, but that type of energy and vibe is just not my thing. So anyways, I was thinking about that, and I was thinking about how the dude had like an exaggerated amount of compliment. It's like, okay, I know like everybody's got taste, like everybody's got some sort of beauty. I know that I'm, average or whatever type thing. Like I have my own attributes or assets or whatever type thing. But I'm not a supermodel. So there's a point where like, you don't know me, you're saying all these things, it seems a little bit exaggerated. Because my mind is trying to review the situation, understand like where does that come from, did I approach this the best way, like was there a way to be able to avoid the discomfort, could I have done things better, like did I miss something in terms of preparing myself to go to the party and stuff like that, right? So I was also thinking about, imagine if I was not more mature, because the thing is, I know that I look much younger than I am, and people often mistake me for somebody who's in their 20s, which I'm not. But then you get to see that if they think that I'm in my 20s, then I have a certain mindset that I'm easily, and they haven't talked to me, they just seen me physically and they just make an assumption. They probably think that they can get away with a lot of things. So this idea, for example, of overly complimenting a woman, because yes, of course we love compliment. It's nice to be seen as beautiful and sexy and all these type of things, yes. But it doesn't define me, especially after, at a certain point of like consciousness, a level of maturity. Like I know it's superficial. Like obviously I do my best to look the best that I can, and I love the compliments, but I don't let that be a weak point for men, or women can do that as well, to manipulate me. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, he just pushed compliments. Some people would just fall for it, and then kind of like, oh, that must mean that he really likes me, which makes me feel that I must really like him or whatever type thing, and do whatever he wants. I'm like, okay, red flag number one. Too many compliments out of nowhere without really knowing me. It's all physical compliment type thing too. You look good, you smell good. You're like, I know the dress was nice, like I love that dress or whatever type thing. But like, what else? Like, there's nothing else. So there's that. There's the fact that he kept pushing, trying to give me alcohol from his own personal bottle at a restaurant that sells, like, he's not a bring your own wine. Like, I don't even know how that's even something that's acceptable. Like, which bar is going to allow you to bring your own alcohol to drink and offer people there? Like, it's one thing if you're going to have, like, to promote to promote a new drink to the bar, and then I'm assuming then you have like a booth or whatever type thing and you offer to everybody. No, I just offered to me, the target. And I was thinking also, being like that, I was like, there's only two black women there, me being the youngest. So, and they were black too. So it's one of these things where I'm an easy target type of thing, because most people will assume that, oh, maybe it's a black thing, whatever type thing, and not necessarily intervene. And then they can easily get away with, taking me somewhere or whatever, because let's not forget that there was two of them, the guy that was super friendly and the weird guy that was kind of like lurking. And I was thinking about that. I'm like, what if I was in my 20s, gullible, really how would you say that, really easily flattered and easily led by flattery, that I was like, oh wow, like I must be cool because he thinks that I'm so good looking that he wants to take me out now. He wants to take me to a better place. He wants to take me to a place where they have more music that's like people that look like me, not knowing me anyways, but the 20-year-old gullible, not situationally aware. So then I'm thinking that 20-some-year-old girl would go out with this guy, gosh knows where, with the other guy that had, like, to me, my intuition was like, something's off, because like his mood, like he seemed like an angry type of person, is bad. So like something could have happened and I would not have, and nobody would have suspected anything, because they assume, oh, whatever, maybe black, it's all good, do their thing, right? So that the offering the alcohol, separating me from the people that I was with, or interfering with the interaction. So no respect for what I'm doing, no respect for what I was saying, and not really listening to, like, when I say, good, you have my Instagram, we can communicate there. I need to see other people and socialize, and not listening to these type of thing. So that the thing that came to mind was this idea of, and I guess it's a lesson for me and for whoever is listening, especially people that are younger and more like gullible and not necessarily situationally aware, and kind of like fall easy for when a guy say that you're beautiful, and kind of like you forget, all your boundaries or type of thing, is when a man, and I'm just talking from, obviously I have more experience men, women than women, men type of thing, or women, whatever. When a man tells you you're beautiful or compliments you, make sure that he treats you like you're beautiful, because he was telling me that I was beautiful. It's like there's all these words: you look good, you smell good, blah blah blah, your hair, blah blah blah, all physical attribute. But his actions toward me did not make me feel beautiful. His action towards me made me feel that he was disrespecting my being, even like physically disrespecting, because he didn't respect me enough to be able to make sure that I'm okay with him touching my waist when he doesn't know me. I was okay with not like that. He was disrespecting the fact that I was interacting with other people, and putting himself as like the most important thing, like what I should be paying attention, basically, as opposed to like trying to get to know me, trying to get who I'm with, trying to get the music that I'm saying. It's kind of like just imposing his thing, his like what he needs and all these type of thing. So, and to me, those are a bunch of major red flags. So essentially the lesson is, for me, and that I want to share, not that I know everything, but so far that I'm learning from that, is really being told that you're beautiful is one thing, but is not as impactful or important as being treated like you're beautiful. And that's way more important than whatever a guy is going to tell you, because guys will tell you anything to be able to get what they want. They will lie, they will cheat, and some people have experience with that. So as somebody who's looking for, especially in the dating world, and it's kind of weird, and that's why I don't really date, at least not in the traditional way, it's really important to have your wits about you, to be aware, and to have your boundaries and basically respect for yourself, and not let people sway you, and not let superficial things derail you from what's important to you. If you don't care and you just want to have fun, and you have, that's your personality, then, that's all good. That's you. But for those of us like me who are not, like, it's just not in my DNA to be superficial. Like, it needs to be meaningful. It needs to have some sort of love and appreciation. It can't just be transactional, using, like, I would be disrespecting myself, and it wouldn't work for me. But that's just me. So for people that are either already there or want to switch to that, when you're in these type of situation, bar, single, mingle type of situation, be aware of the fact that a lot of the times the compliments are just a manipulative way for people to be able to get what they want. And I'm obviously talking from the perspective of a woman, but I've seen the opposite as well. Like, it's very easy for women to do something very similar to men, not exactly the same thing, but to overly talk about their physical attribute, or their capability, or their strength, or their money, and kind of like throw a bunch of compliments to boost people's ego, essentially. So that goes on both sides, but it has nothing to do with actually getting to know the person and really respecting and admiring and wanting to find more about that person's heart, that person's soul, that person's entire being, right? So yeah, that was basically what I wanted to share from my own personal experience. So if you have some similar stories that you would like to share, I would love to hear them. You can send me send a comment, or send me an email. Is there a way to send me an email? Yeah, newsletter@m2jlstudio.com. I'm probably going to write it down there. But yep, that's all I have to share. So I hope you enjoyed this. Sorry for the noise. Like I said, it's not a podcast. It's a voice. It's a voice note. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.